And the next one we had was the, I don't really know what to call this pocket. I'm not sure if there's a name for it or not. I think I've heard one instance that it was called, like this kind of fold is called a waterfall fold, but I don't know if that's correct terminology or not, so I don't know if I'm telling you right. But I will tell you how I folded this. And this is my first time to make all these kind of little tucks and pockets, and I'll try to do a journal flip through and show you the kind of journals I make. They are vastly different from this, so it can be a little bit confusing. But for this, I need 2 sheets. Again, I use 2 book pages for this, and they are 4 3/4 by 7.5. 2 of them 4 3/4 by 7.5. And I'm going to glue these together. Make sure I'm still in frame. Gosh, this is harder than I thought it was going to be to do these little videos. Now, I'm fairly new to video too, so this is a little nuts to be trying to learn all this stuff at one time. And y'all want to glue your pages down better than I am. I'm just, for demo purposes, I'm kind of just going through it, okay? And what I did was I gave myself a little cheat here so I could tell you. You need to... Okay, why is my... Oh, because this one was a thinner one. Never mind. You need to go down 2 inches and make a fold line. So I'm just going to give mine a little tick mark. Well, I could do it with my... No, let me see. Something's not right about that. 2 1/4. It's 2 1/4. 2 1/4 inches. And 2 1/4 inches. And I want to fold that. I want to fold it on those tick marks. That should, you know what, I'm going to fold it the other way, because that one probably, I'm going to just give myself a little crease line there. There. I'll just mark it on the back. How's that? So, I think I'm doing this right. Let me make sure. I could be telling you completely wrong. This is the top. So you fold this up. Okay. You have to fold it this way, okay? This is my sample. I went down 2 1/4 inches, then you want to go another 1.5 inches. So I'm going to tick mark from that fold 1.5 inches. I hope I'm even making sense to y'all, because this one had me a little baffled, and I had to really, okay, so there's my fold line there. Kind of want to fold it there, approximately. So I'm ending up with this, and there's a tuck spot here, and then, oh, I know why, because I measured this upside down when I did it. I put my measurements on there backwards. Okay, so just do what I say. This is 2 1/4, okay, 2 1/4 fold, 1.5 inches fold, and then fold this one up just a little past. You can kind of feel where that fold is underneath. I think I'm off camera, I'm sorry. You can feel where that little fold is underneath. Go just a little bit above that, and that is about 1.25 inches. Okay, so this one's 1.25 inches. You want to fold it up, and there you have your little tucks for everything. You want to put a little glue, whoops, on the inside of your tucks on each side. I usually would use a wet glue for this, not a glue stick, but a glue stick's what I've got out handy, so it's what I'm going to use. And glue it here, so that now I can take and tuck in my little things. I've got 2 tucks there, and then when you glue it in your book, I go ahead and glue this piece down just across here just to keep it from flopping, and then when you glue it in your book, you glue down both sides and the bottom, and so you get a tuck spot in the back and then a couple little tucks in the front. And these are decorated so simply. These were just all pieces of manila folder. They're all done the same. You know, just super, super, super simple. So I hope I didn't muddy the waters on that fold. If you have any questions, be sure to ask me. I'm sorry. Like I said, this is all new to me, and I'm trying to figure this out. The next one we have is the one with the little notebook. And I have, this is 2 pieces of paper, 8 inches by 4 inches. And again, I'm going to glue those together just for stability purposes. Perfectly straight, but it's okay since we're just doing a little thing. And you're just going to fold this over a little, you know, over halfway, and fold this. Well, I'll tell you what, let's do it this way. I think this will make the folds easier. Take one corner and fold it down as far as it'll go there. Take the other corner and fold it down as far as it goes here. So you've got 2 folds. You might want to go ahead and adhere those little folds down. Then you can fold. Fold this over. And this is folded over about 2.5 inches. Then fold this one over and kind of just gauge until it looks right. You can make it a little wider, a little looser, but really almost to the corner of that fold that you did. And then you go back and glue across the bottom. Everything folded in there. And again, I just flipped it up because sometimes I like the rough edges. If you don't like the rough edges, or if you don't want to do the bottom, you could just leave the bottom bare. If you're going to cover it up and you've glued that there, you are going to need to glue up this little edge here. I feel like this is not a very good tutorial. My apologies. Okay, you could do that, or if you want to, you can fold it up. I don't know that I don't think I folded this up because I covered every one of the bottom of these. You know, I covered, so I don't think I did. I think I just did that simple fold there with the 2, you know, folded sheets of paper. And then I just cut my file folder. This is the bottom edge of the file folder. I cut it to fit my pocket. And this is again one of those little flowers that's cut out of the ribbon that I showed you before. And just some punched out dots. And cut out leaves. And just made, you know, it looked like a little flower, and stuck some of the sticky pad inside here. So that is all I did on those. They're, you know, that's pretty simple. Now, this is the fold I messed up on. This fold here was actually a tutorial that I looked at on Deli Girl 1961. And she had a tag thing, a pocket thing that she had folded. And somehow with my folding inexperience here, I managed to mess it up. I don't know how. But I'm going to show you how I did it, and then if you want to learn how she did it, I'll try to link the video because I messed it up. So what you need for this one are 2 book pages. I did, or paper, whatever kind of paper you want to use. I use book pages. These are 8 inches by 8 inches square. This is just from an old dictionary. And we're going to do the same thing of the gluing the paper together. Make sure I'm in frame. I can just get it keeping in frame. I wish my camera was where I could actually see it a little bit better. It would probably be a lot easier than having to remember. I have to remind myself, look up, look up, look up. Sorry about that. Okay. Got this. It is an 8 by 8 pocket. Now I have a sheet over here by me because I messed it up. Okay, you want to fold it into a triangle. Okay, you fold it into a triangle. This is the just one end meeting the other, making a triangle. Okay, now with your folded end, we want to fold it this one down, and this is how I'm doing it. I'm not doing her tutorial right now, just so you know. And this one down, okay, but this is my riff on her tutorial. Then if you want the little tucks in the front, like this one, now you can keep both tucks or one tuck. You will fold these in. Ooh, I like that says friendly. How fun is that? But leave a little bit of space because you have to be able to get to that tuck there, you know. And then fold this one in so that you're lining up that bottom. That little piece there didn't want to line up very good. I need a bone folder for that. Okay. So now you have a pocket on the inside. If you glue it this way, now you can either cut this off or keep it, or, you know, just cut a tab of it or just glue it down, whatever you want to on the back, okay? I just put a little glue on it because I knew I was just going to glue it down and I wasn't worried about it, so I just glued that portion down. Now you want to glue the front one down, that front flap. Glue it down secure, like this. And these little flaps here, you only want to glue the bottom, just the bottom edge. Like I said, I would use a different glue, like a tacky glue or something better than stick glue, but this is all I pulled out right now, so it's what I'm using. So this is the fold for that pocket. Now on these, I decided to close up this side completely and leave it asymmetrical, but you don't have to. You could leave both of them open where you have 2 tuck spots and a pocket. You know, and if you wanted to leave that flap up as just a neat, put a different color paper on it or something as a neat area, and then what you end up with are these little pockets. And then you can see that all I did with these, simple decor, was just use 2 stripes of paper on this one, that hand-cut scallop on this one. This one I didn't even put the paper on. I just did a little banner and a butterfly. And so that's how I fold. This is my riff. And I will do Deli Girl's original video. I will link it down there because, like I said, this is my riff on it. And I just cut tags to match and, things like that. On all my envelopes, all I did was just, I'll show you, just super simple. I just took a book page. I don't like too much of that cream part showing, so I'm just going to kind of nip that off real quick. And I took the inside of my envelope with my glue stick and covered it with glue. I moved my paper over it like this. And then just trimmed it out real quickly. I'm going to do the same thing on the other end. Then I'm going to glue the outside. Put my book page over it and line it up with that fold line there. And I don't like to use the envelopes with the sticky stuff still on them. I prefer to cover it because if not, it can stick together in your book or stick something you don't want stuck. And there I have that portion. Then when I did, and I did use a paper trimmer when I did this, I didn't do it all freehand, but like I said, I'm pretty much an eyeballer. I just cut myself a strip, maybe about an inch or so thick, and I literally just used my scissors and kind of made lumps. It works better if you use two pieces of paper together because it kind of stabilizes them, but I'm just going to do this real quickly to show you kind of just how I did it. I'll just do it simple as that. I put glue on that and glue it down. You can do this on front and back if you want to. If you have a book page long enough, you could probably wrap it and match it, but I didn't. I just did it on one side and then did it on the other. And just to give it a little extra to make it kind of stand out on my pages, I just took a pencil and traced around the edge and then decorated them however I felt led to decorate the envelopes. If I wanted to add the flags or little things. And I did do this, I'm not going to do it right now while we're doing this, but I did do the scallop on both sides. Did a scallop on both sides and I covered that. So that, you know, when I put this in a page, I could have this as part of a signature, and this side could be a journaling spot with a tuck spot, and then this could be a tuck spot on the other page. So that was kind of how I did my envelopes. And now, last but not least, this was my favorite. And I learned how to make this fold from Babb's Rolle, and I will link her tutorial because she is the one who I learned to make this from. And I used a piece of my, this is a little bit of a thicker paper. It's the part of the sketch, scribble pad that I got. And this piece of paper is, I don't even know, I didn't write down the measurements of this one for some reason. Okay, this one's 9 by 9. This piece of paper is 9 inches by 9 inches, okay? And the first thing you're going to do is just fold your paper in half this way. Okay. Fold your paper in half this way. So that you have 4, it's just folded into fourths like this, okay? Now, I'm going to open my paper up. On my lower corner, down here on the right, I'm going to pull this corner up. Don't go quite to, leave a little bit away from your fold line so that everything will fold smoothly, okay? Then I'm going to head straight across. And I'm going to take this upper left and fold it to the center. Like this. Okay? And then when you fold it up and you close it, you can glue this down. You could glue this down either flat. You have a tuck spot, a journal spot, and a tuck spot. Or you could glue it down to where this is a pocket back here, so that you have a pocket, a tuck spot, a journal spot. You can also turn it this way, which is what I did. I turned it, turned it the opposite way, so that it could fold down, so that you have a tuck spot here. You open it up, and all this is journaling down here in a tuck spot. Okay, so that's what I did on mine. And it's just a simple fold. And the way I decorated these were with the hand-cut book page. And this one got washi tape. This one just got polka dots. And I did do washi tape down here to make stripes on the paper. And a little piece of paper, the same thing, and then all the same butterflies. And on the inside, all I did to them was do scallops. And I left all that plain, you know. This one has the scallops and the dots. And this one just has scallops and washi. So, and on the outside, I tucked in a card that I got from Dollar Tree. So there's a journaling spot. And then on the inside is my favorite thing. It's the butterfly. I love this butterfly so much. So let's get to the demo on the butterfly. Now, when I did my butterfly, I'm going to show you an alternate method. I was able to find this silk bush at Dollar Tree that had these silk butterflies on it. Well, I went back and they're sold out. So I was thinking, how could you kind of achieve the same effect and still, you know, get a look like this? So I was thinking you could either do the book page and cover it with tissue paper, or a single sheet of napkin, you know, to make it print under there. There's so many other ways, or you could just use print paper. You don't even have to use the silk butterfly, but this was part of my challenge in the kit, so I decided I was going to use it. So, what you're going to need is a piece of paper. I used a back of the color book, and I just made myself a pattern of this butterfly. You're just going to need a butterfly pattern in whatever shape you want. You need a piece of, the way I did it, I used a book page, so I need a piece of book page bigger than my butterfly. And mine's about, my book page is about a 6x6 page. My butterfly is about a 5.5 by 4, roughly. Okay, and I glued, this thing did not want to glue. This synthetic stuff, it didn't want to glue. It was a nightmare to get it to stick down. I should have probably used some of that iron-on adhesive, like the Heat and Bond, because it did not want to play nice with glue. This synthetic stuff, I don't know what it was about that, but it was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. But I'm just going to show you this with the tissue paper. We'll just do it with tissue paper because this is what I've got handy. And what I did was to glue down my paper. Now you're going to take time and use a good glue. You're not going to do a glue stick like I'm fixing to do. I don't really want that. I'm going to switch pieces of paper on you. Sorry. I don't really want that to be on that. I don't like that piece of paper. I'm just gluing up a section that's big enough for my butterfly when I cut it out. And I'm just going to take my tissue paper and put it on there because I liked the fact that I could see the words through the book page. I really, really, really like that. And then I took and flipped it over, and on the back I glued and glued and glued and glued a piece of my lined tablet paper, my little, you know, the one you learn to write your ABCs on when you're in kindergarten or first grade or whatever. Just tried to get it on there pretty straight. And I glued that on the back, so I had a good little sandwich going there for some kind of stability. And if you felt you needed it more stable, you could glue this. You could even glue a piece of cardstock or something in between, but I don't really think it's necessary. Then I put my butterfly pattern on there and traced it. I'm not sure if you'll see my tracing lines, but I'm sure you've seen tracing lines before. I just put my pattern on there and traced it. And then I just cut it out. A little fussy cutting. I should have prepared one of these ahead of time so I could have said ta-da like they do on TV when they're cooking. Magically the dish is already baked and it's ready to eat. I don't want this to be too long, but this is our last little thing to do. Okay, got that cut out. Then I took some of the, and why did I not have this over here? Let me grab that tablet real quick. Sheesh. You're doing a tutorial, you should have everything in front of you. This is the tablet paper I used. And what I did was, let me see how many pieces I used. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I used 5 pieces. I just tore them out together. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Just tear them all out together. I folded them in half so that all my lines, come on, get that paper straight. Folded them all together so that my lines were all matching like that. Then I took my butterfly. I kind of looked on the back to see how this one was centered. This one's kind of centered on one of these blank lines, so I tried to, it won't be perfect, but I tried to see about how I had centered. Let's see, I'm going to pull it down. I don't want it too close to that top piece. Somewhere, it looks like about there. And it may not be perfect, but it's okay. And then I traced onto here, onto my folded sheets. And I cut this out, just with all the layers together, so they would be kind of uniform. Get rid of that big hunk of paper. If it tries to get out of line, you can just hold it. You could probably clip it if you needed to. Use a little clip. I'm not too worried about that. That's the beauty of something being handmade. It's not totally perfect. So I've got my pages. I have my cover. Then what I did on my butterfly, I wanted them to have that sort of little iridescence. So I took some more of this ribbon and I kind of just held my cardboard pattern under there the best that I could. And it doesn't quite go exactly all the way on mine, but I got it close. Got it pretty close. So I cut as close as I could to this little edge of this stuff to get this off. And I basically just held it over my pattern and cut around it. As best as I could. And I thought even if it doesn't go all the way to the edge, it's okay. Because it's, you know, I'm still getting a little bit of that look that I want. And did I say this was easy? No, it's not. You'll have to go back and do a little trimming here and there. And mine wasn't perfect or pretty when I did it for the, you know, for the one that I've, for the ones that I've demoed, but I kind of straightened it up once I got it kind of, you know, kind of shaped out. It might be easier to cut it from the back side. Duh, Sammy. Well, yeah, it was easier. And then I just looked at it if it needed, like right there, just a little, there's just a little nip. And like I said, it's not perfect. I don't really care about that. This one's ready to glue down. And I'm going to do another piece for the other side to get my little sparkly overlay on that. See about how much I need. And I had to kind of angle it, and you know, it's kind of one of those things you got to hold your tongue just right, and it was kind of crazy. So yeah, turn it over. It's much easier to cut it from the back side. I just hold it taut on there and kind of, like I said, mine is not perfect. Yeah, that's okay. That's the beauty of handmade. It has a touch of the hand. There. And now I have two little sparkly wing covers, and I have all of my pages here. You will want to staple all of these together. You're going to want to staple your front to your papers right in the middle. And when you know, my stapler's not handy, but that's okay. I'm going to cheat. I'm going to cheat and use a little piece of washi tape, okay? But you're going to want to staple. Put a staple right there in the middle. I just need something to hold this together, and it's going to be covered up with this brown twine anyway, so it's not going to show. But I should have gotten a staple. And if you want to use washi tape on yours, you can too. It's up to you. This one won't be as cute, but that's my fault. And then glue your, I'm using tacky glue this time. You want to glue down your little sides here with the little butterfly sides. Kind of cover your thing. You can kind of adjust and get it how you want it layered on there. This one was a little crooked. Let's see, like that. You're going to put some glue down over the middle, like this. And over the back, where is my twine? It rolled somewhere. This is some of the baker's twine, the brown baker's twine that I got at the Dollar Tree. And I'm going to hold all this together, and I'm going to put a little thick glue. It's about as wide as that 1/4 inch washi tape there. And I'm going to start on the back with the end of my thing, coming around to the front, and I'm going to wrap it. There we go. I'm just going to wrap it around the butt to give it a little nice little body. Now if you want to put antenna on here, you can. I did not, and there is a little piece of that wire that is going to make a difference in a minute. If I can get it cut off, there we go. Because that is going to make a difference. My thread on this side. And I'm just wrapping around, and we'll wipe away the excess glue. Just several times around until you get a good little middle on his body. I'm going to wipe a little excess of that glue off with a baby wipe. I'm going to wipe a little bit of the excess off here in the back and just trim that off. Make sure that's stuck down. Just want to touch it. I don't want to get that paper too wet. But and then I just kind of took it at the top and the bottom and just, you know, squish those together a little bit, wipe that away, and let that dry. And then once that dries, you have a beautiful little butterfly notebook that you can tuck into one of your pockets, and it gives you quite a bit of journaling. And if you think about this, the possibilities are kind of endless. It doesn't just have to be butterflies. You could do birds or any, you know, all kinds of different things that you know, could, you know, and then you could go back and decorate this. You could go back and put sequins on here, or little flowers or stickers, or you could decorate underneath this. You could do some stamping, or, like I said, use a floral print napkin, or a pretty print tissue paper or something under there. I was just trying to keep true to my self-imposed challenge of using basically what I would have gotten, you know, with what I, you know, bought at Dollar Tree. So that was kind of my self-imposed challenge. But I hope you have enjoyed this, and I hope you'll have fun making some of your own embellishments. And the next time I'm back, I will have 3 completed books. So thank you for joining me.